Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. This is going to be a 2022 reading for you. So if you have the sign of Cancer in any of those placements, welcome. Or if you're intuitively drawn here, just FYI. We're going to be doing a few things here today, Cancer. First of all, we'll get you a theme for the year that you'll be working with. Next, we'll do a 9-card spread with the tarot, and we'll see what kinds of energies you're encountering, moving through, and moving toward in your life. Remember that this is not linear. Time and energy progresses in different ways, and so if it's more cyclical for you, that is okay too. Come back and see where you're at next time. Next, I'll pose a question to you. And afterwards, we'll get some additional information. And finally, we will close out with a major arcana card to send you on your way. To begin, Cancer, I want to transmit some channeled messages that I got for you. First of all, I do just want to say that your reading felt very urgent and also quite pertinent, I just heard. But there was like a nervous energy about it. It was kind of a nervous, urgent energy. So I just wanted to put that out there to you. And some channeled messages that I got for the water signs is keywords: crystalline, water body, and leader. Crystalline, water body, leader. Those are your keywords for 2022. Next, I do just want to translate that Pluto will be a big influence for everybody this year. So if you already work with the energy of Pluto or you don't know too much about it, do consider looking into that, because I think it could be a great strength for you in 2022, especially as a Cancer. I don't know why specifically that is. Maybe if you are into astrology, you can figure it out, the link, but it's an important time. Perhaps it's because, Pluto being in Capricorn, it's opposite of the sign of Cancer. And I always tell people that looking to your opposite sign is extremely important and it's extremely helpful. It's kind of like a little tip or trick from the universe in order to hack your life path almost. So without further ado, Cancer, let me show you which theme we have for the year 2022. You actually have two. And that's interesting because while I was shuffling, I saw this first card, Blessings. And I thought that's Cancer's card. But then when I pulled the cards, two came out. You also received Openness. So you've got Blessings and Openness coming through as your theme. What I feel with this intuitively is that there's something beautiful coming into your world. Absolutely gorgeous. It could be a variety of things. You'll know where it's going to show up in your life, or maybe you don't know yet, but it will show up in your life in different ways depending who you are. For some, it could be a person. For others, it could be a new situation with work. It could be anything. It could be a spiritual gift, like something, a new ability that you hadn't had. Whatever it is, it's a blessing. It's very abundant and beautiful. I mean, look at that energy. This card is the sacred spring. So if that interests you in mythology at all, or, in your own culture, whatever that means, this card depicts that sacred spring. So it's a lot about healing and beauty and something new coming into your life. Not something new, excuse me, I misspoke. Something coming into your life. Openness, of course, we have this moon and it's full in this image. You can just see how much this card is glowing, right? What I feel for you that you need to know is that have a heads up that this thing is coming in, and do not let fear or doubt push it away. That's what I feel with the combo, because just blessings is one thing, right? But openness, reminding you to stay open. I mean, Cancer, that is kind of something that you struggle with in your sign, right? Is like being so soft and so loving and kind. And because the world doesn't always show up in that way, having to hide yourself in that shell. My nose is itching, Cancer, so excuse me, it happens when I channel. This is just a message to you, especially after the moon, which you're so very connected with, that you need to stay open to it. It's just a heads up ahead of time that this is going to happen. And you need to know that you could get a little bit, I just heard faked out. It could freak you out a little, and it's a reminder to stay open. I'm going to go ahead and read you blessings from the book. Immense blessings are emerging into your life from those in spirit. Angels, guides, and spirit guardians are watching over you. Angelic intervention is available to you. Be open to the voice of the divine. Messages are all around you. You are protected. You are safe. Have faith that your path is guided. Watch for signs that spiritual beings are present. Profound healing energy is flowing to you in wondrous ways. Refreshing, replenishing energy is filling your life. So that's a little bit of a different meaning than I felt intuitively, and that's why it's important to look into both. And then openness. Secrets of the moon. Blessings was holy spring. When you receive this card, be open to receiving signs. Be still, do nothing, be open, breathe. Relax completely and thoroughly. Incubate your dreams for the future. If you are trying to make a decision, take this time to watch for signs and listen to the whispers of the universe. Watch your dreams for messages regarding the situation. Become the sacred watcher. Observe life as it unfolds rather than becoming engaged in it. Be open to what the universe has in store for you. Be receptive to messages from your soul. This card can also be the bringer of sacred wonders into your life. Miracles can show up in ways you didn't expect. That is gorgeous, Cancer. So we'll come back to these cards later on, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and pull you a 9-card spread to see what energies you can expect in this year. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, 2022. Your energy feels very clear, Cancer. There's an extremely clear channel to you right now. I think you've done a lot of work. The Fool. Cancers have had a hell of a time in recent years, especially with that Pluto being in Capricorn and being opposite your sign. That is a completely life-altering energy. And so I think being that it's finally going to be moving on a little bit astrologically, you could be reaping the rewards for all the sacrifices that she made. The Fool. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. It's something about a new start, something new. And it's almost like one thing it's kind of strange is I'm feeling intuitively. It's kind of like being a bit sad that part of your life is over, like that struggle is over. I feel like that's a very Cancerian thing to feel. It's like kind of reminiscing on the hard times, like the war stories. Do you know what I mean? It's listen, Cancer. It can always come up again, okay? So don't spend too much time missing the hard times, because listen, they can come back. But the Fool, it's like a pure and clear energy, ready to take that leap of faith, this figure in the card. And in this deck, a beautiful depiction of it, because there's this angelic presence behind the Fool. You know, so, oh my gosh, just like we said, they're being angels, guides, and spirit around you, guiding you, being that you're protected and you're on the path and they're helping you and bringing things to you. That really makes sense with the Fool card for you, Cancer. That's beautiful. First card out the gate. 4 of Cups. This, I think, is another just brief reminder that for those of you who the more mundane meaning of these two themes are that a new thing or a thing is going to enter or return into your life, don't block that blessing. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. You'll send it on its way. That's different. Another piece of guidance is that use your connection to source to really listen and hear the whispers. And that's how you'll get your answer. Like those cards said, be the observer instead of being engaged in it. So if something shows up and you're not sure if it's for you, 4 of Cups, then listen to the whispers of the universe around you. I just heard whispers of the trees. So if you're into like elementals or nature spirits, or that's part of your religious or spiritual practice, I'm feeling that for you. Listen to the whispers of nature around you. 6 of Pentacles. Balance and discipline, I'm feeling with that. I won't be surprised if we get the Hanged Man here, because the Hanged Man is about sacrifice and a new perspective, right? So it's about giving up one thing to get something else, you know? And for some reason, that's coming through with this 6 of Pentacles. It's like it's an even give and take. And I'm feeling that in a very spiritual sense. So giving up certain things in your life, habits, or just sacrificing your time in order to do X, Y, Z, it brings you something else. And it's a very even balance and exchange. And you're like keeping the balance of the universe with your energy. That's kind of just like a check mark from spirit right there to say that Cancer is doing the work and they're keeping up the work, because it's one thing to start it, but it's another to follow through, right? That's the thing about like resolutions and whatnot. It's one thing to start something, and it's not to say it's not noble. It's just, it's very much another to keep it up. And they're giving you kind of a round of applause, a kudos for your effort. 4 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. What I'm feeling with this is being in the spotlight with this 3 of Pentacles. You know, 3 of Pentacles traditionally depicts 3 figures. 2 of them are viewing this third, who's the apprentice who's working on his craft, you know, and this one, this ballerina is getting some roses to be appreciated for the work that she's done, for the performance she just did. I feel this as being in the spotlight, Cancer. And what's interesting is that around it is the 4 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. And so that's really not spotlight energy. This is 8 of Pentacles, behind the scenes, the hard work. 4 of Swords, resting, rejuvenation, meditation, quietness, stillness, balance. 4 of Swords, a very beautiful air card. 8 of Pentacles, showing up to do the hard work, like we just spoke about. I think that combination of doing the hard work and also keeping out time to rest, relax, rejuvenate in a spiritual way is what brings you success in your work, whatever that is. You know, it doesn't have to be work in terms of employment. It could be work as in terms of what brings joy into your life, right? Excuse me, I'm really tapped in and my nose is so itchy. I can't even tell you right now how itchy it is. So Cancer, it's really fun to do your reading. Six of Wands, there you go, more recognition. This figure is holding a wreath. He's got like a crown of flowers. The horse has a crown of flowers. All of these people down here, he's above them, right? So it's being put on a stage, being seen, being applauded and recognized. It's a position of power. And I do think, you know, I transmitted those keywords to you, that leader. The word leader is one of the water sign keywords for 2022. And so that could be you, Cancer. 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. What I'm feeling with this was, remember when I was channeling the Hanged Man and how it's about sacrificing something in order to have something else? Five of Pentacles is kind of that for me. That's coming through. Do you see how these figures inside this stained glass window, they look warm, they look like they're having fun, they're cozy, it's a nice time. Outside, it's cold, it's freezing. These figures don't have any shoes. They're trudging through the snow. That's you. That's what you've been doing. You've been on the outside looking in. And instead of accepting that comfort of going inside, you've stayed out in the cold and you've continued on because you knew wherever you were going was more important than that brief comfort. Does that make sense? It's like the idea of comfort versus experience. And maybe say, for example, you're in college or you're going back to school or something, and like you really want to watch TV with your kids, but you can't, you have to study. And it's not to say sometimes it's not great to take a break and prioritize your family, but it's kind of that like hard work vibe of staying up late and getting it done. And maybe it's a little bit lonely, but guess what? Inside of you, and because you've felt and heard and seen the signs that this is what you're meant to be doing, and you've done it. Even though you had to give up that brief comfort. And that's what I felt with the Six of Pentacles, was that even give and take from you to the universe and back. And I think that in 2022, you're going to be reaping the rewards of your efforts. I did get a channeled message collectively when I did a new moon reading just a few days or weeks ago. Do check that out. It was the first new moon of 2022, and for me it felt like the new year. It was the lunar new year, and in it was transmitted, if you've done the work, you'll move through it with ease. So do go check out that reading, Cancer. It was posted just recently. If you've done the work, you'll move through it with ease. So if you laid the groundwork, you're gonna coast through easy sailing in 2022. Because you're already in the routine of keeping up this effort. Let me just clarify. You've proved to yourself, others, and spirit that you're not just going to start something, you're going to follow through, you're going to keep it up. Justice, see? Look at that. What's deserved is coming to you. It's very, very powerful, Cancer. Your energy is extremely clear, extremely empowered, extremely divine. It's Cancer in the sense that Cancer can be the high priestess. It's Cancer in the sense of the scarab beetle, of this like ancient, important symbol in the sky. It's Cancer in the sense of the fourth house being that cusp between life and death. Wow. It's it's a lot. Your energy is very empowered. And the fact that you chose to incarnate as a Cancer in this lifetime on this journey is for this very reason. If you're here, if you're watching this, you've gotten to that point where you're embodying that sort of extremely high energy. And you want to know how you got there? Being on the ground, being in the trenches, being in the mud, doing the work. At this deck here, the Star card is showing itself. And I just wanted to say, I heard the mud and the lotus, right? This card depicts a lot of lotus flowers. And it's that idea that the lotus grows from the mud, right? That's a book. No Mud, No Lotus. Check it out if that's of interest to you. But it's just this concept that this beautiful thing comes out of something maybe less beautiful, but it yields quite fantastic results. Wow. I feel like you're graduating, Cancer. You're really coming into a year. And I want to re-clarify that Pluto is extremely important for you. As I said, it's important for everybody this year, but I'm being drawn to make it double, triple clear to Cancer that you need to look into the energy of Pluto, or perhaps just hearing this is an activation for you so that you've been working with the energy of Pluto. And once you read about it, you're going to realize, oh, that's what I've been going through. And that sort of recognition in the narrative will kind of bring the fragments together. It's kind of like it's like reconfiguring your worldview and making it whole so that you're whole and you're in a place to give to the world. That's gorgeous. Okay, so I want to get some additional information for you from another deck, but first I want to briefly shift gears and ask you a question. Cancer, I got a channeled message for everyone this year, and that is, where can I meet the universe halfway? Where can I meet the universe halfway? So take a moment, pause this video, get out your notebook, write it down, jot down a few notes, think about it, come back, and we'll work with your energy collectively together in these new cards to get a little more additional information for you. Then come back in 6 months' time, see this video, or go to your notebook and see where you've been, where you're going, where you've gone, right? Progress is not linear. I think of time as a spiral. It helps to see where you've grown and changed and where you might have to reconfigure a few things. You know, say you started out the year really strong and you fall off the wagon. Come back, we're here. I'm being drawn to like this area behind the ears. So I don't know if you're into acupuncture or if someone who is into acupuncture can tell me what that means. It's like an area at the base of the ear, right behind. So if that has to do with relaxation or some sort of acupressure point, that feels important. Maybe piercings. Maybe it's that certain piercings in certain spots. That's something you're interested in writing or working about or just getting done. Maybe it's something I should get done. Anyway, let me know what that means. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, 2022 energy reading. A little bit of additional information for Cancer before we go. What's the Six of Pentacles here? Giving and receiving, right? Five of Pentacles. Did you see how that flew out? That was intense. That was brutal, I just heard. Five of Pentacles. Oh, that was brutal. Maybe whatever your Five of Pentacles was in fact brutal. And this is just to say that Spirit sees you. I see you. I'm channeling for you. And whatever it is, whatever rewards you're reaping here, or whatever even, fair, balance, giving and receiving you're getting, it's because this was brutal. I'm feeling with this poverty, sickness, homelessness, broken down car. It's like very material plane. Getting kicked out of a home because of your orientation. Being kicked out of a home because it's an abusive situation. This is horrible. I see a lot of horrible things in here. I see physical abuse happening to you, coming to you, being really put out, maybe physically in the winter time. It was brutal. So everything you're getting now, you absolutely deserve. This is just to indicate that you've been seen. We feel your pain. We feel your struggles. It was real. And if you need to work through those experiences, maybe draw on them in narrative therapy or journaling. It's not journaling, excuse me. Narrative therapy is what I'm getting specifically. And that's the idea of like reframing the way you speak about your life in order to shift your worldview and move forward in a positive way. And part of that could be about really accepting what it is that happened and talking about it. So I'm going to move along from that energy. Yeah. Three of Pentacles. Well, we'll see what that's about, but Two of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. I have to say that I do feel for some that love is going to be very important this year. If you're interested, oh yeah, Tower. If you're interested in partnership or romance, it's going to be very important, and it could be quite shocking. What could be shocking about it is like that lightning bolt moment when you see someone. And see, I don't mean with the eyes. I mean see as in see the soul. And it could be when you're performing or they're performing at some sort of event. It's going to be a mutual recognition. Yeah. I do feel that if you've been single, Cancer, in 2022 is the year that you could meet someone very, very important to your path. And once again, just briefly going back to these cards, if that's the case, just that initial intuitive prompting I got with this is like, be open to it. Don't immediately reject it. Unless it's not for you, of course. But listen to the whispers of your soul and the universe. Because a blessing is coming to you. And it's just kind of like not letting past trauma get in the way of that. So really, please do take care and seek professional help if you need to. There's no shame in that. Maybe you need to hear that. Maybe someone needs to hear that specifically. Because you don't want to let past traumas get in the way of a beautiful blessing. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups. Yeah, that feels like that rejection energy of like not wanting something. And like I said, if you... nothing a tarot reading says you have to do. If you're not interested in someone, then like use your self-empowerment and say no. That's fine. That's great. We like that. It's just if you really do feel something positive, it's about not sending it on its way because of fear or guilt or shame. Also, what I'm feeling with this 4 of Cups is in relation to this 3 of Pentacles is kind of, this figure's kind of wondering like, where is it for me? You know, I see these other people getting recognition, being celebrated, and where is it for me? One thing I will say is that this figure is kind of just sitting under a tree, waiting for things to come to them, but I don't think that's the way it's going to happen. I think the way it's going to happen is the way you've been doing it, Cancer, which is a lot of hard work and a serious commitment to this 4 of Swords kind of energy. Spiritual rejuvenation, a spiritual practice. It's very hardcore. I have to tell you, and that's what sacrifice is about. It's pretty hardcore. Just keep doing the work. I also got a message that I channeled, and I posted it a few days or weeks ago. You have to look at that too. It's called The Work is in Itself. So it's that idea that like doing the work is what gets you to your goal. Doing the work is the goal. And so being in that sort of energy is where you receive your bounty. I hope that makes sense. One more card for Cancer. The Hanged Man. I knew it would show up. I told you. I knew it would show up. The Hanged Man, the King of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. So, first of all, the Hanged Man. We talked about that channeled energy. With the Fool, which is what I was focusing on when I got the Hanged Man. I think it's about a leap of faith in the sense that, oh my gosh, once again, this was another channeled message from a few days ago. Go look at it. It was the idea, if you jump, the portal will appear. If you jump, the portal will appear. It's this idea that taking a leap of faith doesn't mean you know where you're going to land. It means that as you do it, there's a cosmic shift, like energetic shift in the universe that makes this other thing, this other opportunity, this goodness for you open up. It doesn't exist if you don't take that action. You have to meet it halfway. Where can I meet the universe halfway, Cancer? All right, I'm just going to close this out now. Someone wants me to address the King of Wands and the Two of Cups. I'm actually not going to address that. I'm going to show it to you, and I think you're already going to know what this means. I'm going to just let you use this image to guide you in terms of this. I will say there could be some sort of mirroring going on with this new person that you meet. It could be a King of Wands type energy, or maybe that's you. Maybe you both are. And that's what it is about the mirroring, because you see here in this Two of Cups, how one figure is touching the other's cup. And it's kind of like out of this strange curiosity, it looks like to me right now. I think it's like, are you real? Are you me? It's sort of whatever recognition it is in the soul. It's because it's like seeing yourself in them and in others' eyes. Whew. Yeah. So Cancer, to close out this wonderful message, I could be here with you all day. I'm going to get you one major arcana card to send you on your way. So use this to challenge yourself, ask questions, pique your interest, whatever it is. Cancer, 2022. What card does Cancer need to see for their best and highest good? If you feel like time is running out, know that you are just on time. You are right on time. Especially if you're doing the work and you're being mindful, you're just on time. 2022, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. A message, please, for Cancer's highest and best good. I'm feeling the High Priestess. The Tower. Wow. That's that lightning bolt energy, that Uranian energy. Sudden, shocking, unexpected. I think we've already addressed this in the reading. What I'm really being drawn to, though, is this black void here in the tomb. It's about going into that space or coming out of that space. Maybe it's that's the energy you've been in, hiding in this tomb. And the Tower is you coming out of it. The Tower is you revealing yourself this year at this time. That's what it is. And be aware that you can always go back into this space. You can always go into that energy, because that might be where your power lies. Maybe the Tower is like you being in there is so conductive, it's so powerful that you draw the lightning to you. Holy shit. That's what it is. You draw the lightning to you by being in that energy, Cancer. I'm going to go ahead and read you the description, because these are often strange and different. The Tower, ruin. The decapitated pyramid is the death of hope, the ruin of our constructions, Arrogance, presumption, prison, ruin, desperation, punishment, lack of balance. No, it's not. The Tower is your power, drawing in what's meant for you. And it's not letting anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, Cancer? Many, many blessings to you on your way. And I do hope with these hieroglyphs here, I feel that it's a written work, it's a text, it's a scripture. I'm being cut off. And I think that some of you could be writing about your devastation, about your ruin, about whatever it is you've been through. And that is your source of power. It generates power within you and without, and it brings down immense source from the divine. It felt very important to pause and give you that message. So go into that tomb when you need to retreat and draw on that creative energy that you found there in the past years. I'm getting 4 years. Really pull from it and get it out to the world, because that's where your power lies. All right, Cancer, until next time, thank you. Bye.